what's up everyone? Tetrick85 here, and today I'm going to be beginning my Sheffield United career mode for FIFA 19. And this was a career mode that I said that I would do, either this or Leeds United, but since at the time of recording this earlier today, which is Sunday, Leeds United failed to beat Aston Villa, which meant Sheffield United clinches automatic promotion to the Premier League. And it's pretty cool because I did a Sheffield Wednesday career mode on FIFA 18. Now I get to do the arch-rival Sheffield United on FIFA 19. And they have not been in the Premier League since 2006-2007. And they were relegated under very controversial circumstances involving the whole Carlos Tevez, Javier Mascherano situation at West Ham. West Ham survived at Sheffield United's expense. But a few things I want to show you. I mean, there's not going to be a gameplay. There's not going to be a game featured on this video. This is just an introduction to my Sheffield United career mode. But I do want to show a couple things off here before I do begin. Now, this is my beginning budget, $4.8 million with a $15,000 wage budget. That's before the financial takeover. And, of course, I said in the last Veracruz video that I would end up doing a financial takeover, which really isn't all that unrealistic considering that any promoted team from the Championship to the Premier League gets a $100 million, I guess you would call it a parachute payment due to television rights and stuff. So, I ended up selling a free agent player that I put in Sheffield United for $155.5 million, which meant that I had $132 million to put in the transfer budget, and I ended up having, because I bought a few free agents, and that actually took my budget up to over $133 million. So, needless to say, I had plenty to work with there, but now that I said that, I'm sure you guys noticed this table, and I am in the playoff position right now. I mean, it's only been 5 games, and I have not played a single game with the Sheffield United team yet. And I have 2 wins and 3 draws. Aston Villa and Derby County are perfect so far this season. And, yeah, they're pretty distant so far, but then again, it's early, and go in the relegation spot, Bolton, Preston, QPR. I'm expecting at least Preston to get up out of that relegation zone. Bolton and QPR, not so much, but show off, what else do I want to show? I might as well show you guys the squad. As you see, I'm doing a 4-4-2 flat. Their default formation is 5 at the back, and anybody that knows me knows I do not play at 5 in the back at all. And I think a 4-3-3 formation is getting a little boring on my channel, so I am sticking with a 4-4-2. Same as what my Veracruz one was, but unlike Veracruz, I expect this to be a much better team. And you can probably see some of the signings that I made, which I'll talk about soon enough, but of course some more of my signings right there. Most of my original starting 11 is still there. Okay, let's see. Let's go to objectives. I've already reached my domestic cup objective of reaching the round of 32, which I'll show you guys fixtures here in just a minute. And I'm currently below target, which again, I'm only 5 games in. I expect with this team to shoot up the table soon enough. But yeah, the board wants me to gain automatic promotion, which is either first or second. And that really should be achievable. And the 5 games that I've not played any of these games so far. Okay, what was the first game? Okay, first game was against Swansea. I beat them 1-0, which was a nice surprise considering they were in the Premier League last season. Drew against Middlesbrough 1-1. Beat QPR 2-1. This is the first round of the Carabao Cup. I ended up beating Grimsby Town 3-0. Norwich, which is the team that's going up with Sheffield United in real life, I drew against them 1-1 in a sim game. Bolton, this one was a disappointing one. I drew against them 1-1. I would have thought that that would have been an easy win. But I ended up progressing to the round of 32, beating Nottingham Forest 1-0 in the second round. So, okay, let's see what else I want to show off here. I should show the preseason tournament, which honestly was a joke. I didn't even make it out of group. As you can see, Malaga ended up beating AZ in the final. AZ beat Kievo, Malaga beat Vitesse. As you can see there, I finished third, which I ended up winning the final group game when I finished above Granada, but you can see the other table just for reference. And now I actually want to go to the actual team that I have, and I'm going to start with the starting 11. And I wanted a good goalkeeper. I ended up getting a free agent goalkeeper, but I wanted an actual goalkeeper, like a real-life goalkeeper. And the one I found was from Feyenoord, and his name is Justin Bijlo. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. He's already grown by 1. Honestly, I've been training him, so he's already shot up by 1. Paid 13 million for him. This guy from Ajax, Nusser Mazraoui, I paid 12 million for him. He's 75, pretty decent overall, pretty decent stats, which I should show off the stats. There's his stats. John Egan, an original member of Sheffield United, he's got my starting centre-back alongside Jack O'Connell. I've been training both of them up. They're already at a +2, which is very awesome to see. Jordan Lukaku, this guy was one of my best signings in my Newcastle career mode that I'm doing off camera. And I ended up getting him for Lazio for 11 million, which is only 2 million above his value. That's not too bad. But his stats are solid. And this guy I ended up getting from AZ for 15 million, Calvin Stengs. And it seems like I'm doing a bit of a raid of the Dutch league. and promise me, that's not what I was going for. It's just I wanted to get the best deals possible for, even with $132 million influx that I got in my budget, I still wanted to be smart with my money and bring in as many players as I could, many quality players, and Calvin Stengs fits that bill. Speaking of Philip Billing, I ended up getting from Huddersfield for 24 million. He's actually my most expensive signing so far in the Sheffield United career mode. He's already grown to 75, which is awesome to see. He's only valued at 5 million, but this guy's being looked at by several Premier League teams in real life, so I'm not surprised it asked for such a high amount. Oliver Norwood, who's a player in real life for Sheffield United. This is the 3rd season in a row he ended up getting promoted from the Championship to the Premier League. 2 years ago, he helped Brighton win promotion, and last year he helped Fulham win promotion. So I think that's a pretty cool factoid about Oliver Norwood, and I just think, despite him not, his potential is at a 75 in this game. He's not expected to grow anymore, but 27 years of age, I can still get a few more seasons out of him. Might as well keep him in the starting lineup. And this guy I got from Hamburg, Tatsuya Ito. And look at his acceleration, his agility and balance. They're already in the mid to high 90s. Well, acceleration is, and it's towards the mid-90s, but dribbling looks fantastic, ball control looks fantastic. I ended up getting him from Hamburg for 10 million. Again, a little bit above his value, but he's got to be worth that. And he's already grown by 1 to 71. I expect him to shoot like a rocket throughout this championship season. And here's a player that used to play for Sheffield United in real life that I ended up getting really cheap for him being 76 rated, and that is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And you see some of the stats, especially his acceleration and speed as an 80 and 86. His finishing could be better. His short passing could be a little bit better, but that can be worked on. And I expect him to naturally grow into a really, really good player. And another former Sheffield United player I ended up getting from my rival. Well, they're not actually rivals, but a fellow championship team, Birmingham City, for 11 million is Che Adams. And he's already grown from a 73 to 74. Well, hi, Travado. Yeah, I expect him to be a pretty decent striker for me as well. And my backup team, this is the free agent goalkeeper I was talking about, Thijs de Graaf. And he's 17 years old and he's already at a 75. He's already grown by 2. He has the potential to be really special. And another fellow Dutch free agent I got, Marvin Hoekstra, he's already valued at 16 million. I expect him to grow as this series goes along. And Scott Hogan, now, he's one of the lone players that are in at Sheffield United, and typically I'm not real fond of playing some of my players that are out on loan. That's the whole reason why I'm not playing Dean Henderson in goal, because he's on loan from Manchester United. But despite the players I was able to bring in, I'm still a bit short on some players, a bit in terms of depth. So I did want to have at least some of my loanees come in and fill the gaps. And the Stevens, he used to play for Portsmouth. Anybody that watched the Masterbucks FIFA 16 Portsmouth Road to Glory career mode knows that he was a pretty big player on that side for the first 2 seasons. Mark Duffy, he's never played in the Premier League. He's 32 years old. Hopefully he'll get a chance next season to be a contributing factor to Sheffield United. John Fleck, it seems like he's been around forever, but he's only 27 years old. He's actually my backup center mid. David McGoldrick is another player, a veteran player that I have. It says he has that special something, though at 30 years of age, that's where players start dropping off in overall. Martin Craney, another former Portsmouth player, 31 years of age. Here's another backup center back. You probably know him from my Zaragoza career mode, Seydou Mpanza, Marcus Dewshurst rather. And some of my other players that I have here. Oh, here's another one of my backup strikers, which I don't know why he's that far down the line, but Jan Fieder Earp I got from Hamburg for $9 million. And this guy has the potential to be in the mid to high 80s, and that's why Hamburg asked for so much for him. But I just think that money's going to be worth it down the road. Like I said, Dean Henderson, I have him on loan. Marvin Johnston, I got him on loan from Middlesbrough. Kieran Dowell, another loanee coming in from Everton. Keane Bryan, I've actually trained him for a few drills. I might actually give him some more drills down the road, but he's a promising center back. I think he has the potential in the high 70s, lower 80s, so I want to keep an eye on him for that. Connor Washington, the Northern Irish striker, his potential is only supposed to be in the high 60s, but I do want to keep him around unless I'm able to get a decent amount of money from him. George Baldock, my backup right back. Kieran Freeman, I have him transfer listed, as you can see. Same with Lundstrom, same with Moore. Paul Couts, I'm actually considering renewing his contract. I'm not sure what the deal is with Paul Couts, but there's something going on with him in real life. I'm not sure what. I really should do research on this, but something tells me I need to keep a hold of this guy. And I think I do have him in my backup team. Gary Madine, I have him on loan at Sheffield United from Cardiff. Chris Basham has been at the club since 2014. And I just realized I forgot to mute my phone. Basham, I think, is among my backup, and a lot of the rest of these players are out on loan. They are my players, but actually most of them aren't really all that good. So, and right before I end this video, I do want to show off some of the transfers I made. You already seen a whole bunch of them, but I just mainly want to cover the players that's left my team. And I'm going to start off with a very controversial one, Billy Sharp. He's been really good for them in real life, but I figured I have enough strikers as it is, and I needed to bring in some more money to make some more deals done. So I decided to sell him, even though it's a rival team or a fellow championship team to Derby County. I sold him for $3 million, and that's $3 million more than what I had before. See, you can see the big $155.5 million deal I got from Manchester United, and was that really the only 2 departures? Oh, and I didn't even see Richard Stearman. Center back, he's another popular figure in Sheffield United. Another controversial sell. I sold him to Queen's Park Rangers for $675,000. But I think that pretty much covers that. And I don't think there's anything else that I want to cover, except my next video. I'm going to play the game against Aston Villa. And I think that's the biggest test that I'm going to have in September. I'm not even going to worry about cup competitions this season. I've already reached my objective in domestic cup, so I'm probably going to end up simming this. And October, let's see what the big match is. I'm going to end up playing Stoke in October on my channel. Of course, the big rivalry game, I have to play this against Sheffield Wednesday. And, it's probably going to be Leeds, though. West Brom is pretty enticing, too. But I probably will be playing against Leeds, since they were the team that were chasing Sheffield United for that second promotion spot. So I think that's going to be my featured match for December. And after the January transfer window, I'm actually considering simming throughout the rest of the season and just seeing where I finish. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'm hoping at least I get in the top 2 spots. But a little bit of a preview of what's going to happen in this championship season. And next video, I'll be playing against Aston Villa at Bramall Lane. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'll be seeing you guys again next time.